one topic that the Lady of Awesome has brought to my attention, and this is from Comic Book Cast 2 in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, here's some news that comes out of nowhere. Jared Leto, yes, Leto,
I heard about
the
that.
Joker himself, has officially signed on
it.
for the Spider-Man spinoff Morbius. Jared
How
Leto
can you have a
will be playing
spinoff if
Michael
there is
Morbius,
no movie
and
to
the
spin off
director has
from?
been announced. The director is Scandinavian
Because Sony, that's
filmmaker
why.
Daniel Espionsa. I hope I said that right. So yeah, you're probably tuning into this video to hear me rant about how this is the dumbest idea in the world. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Michael Morbius as a movie can stand on its own 2 feet. Morbius as a character does not need Spider-Man. And Morbius as a character can be a good vampire tale that's done in a more horror route, cheaper, and can actually be what the Sony universe should be doing with Spider-Man. Characters that have interacted with Spider-Man that don't necessarily need Spider-Man. And I'm honestly all for this idea. Jared Leto, he's a great actor. He can do this, so I'm all down for him. A smaller, Scandinavian filmmaker, it's not someone who's big and, this giant dude who's, like, got a pedigree behind him. This guy has done Safe House and Life. Okay? Once again, smaller scale. So, I honestly like what they're doing here. I'm actually excited by this Morbius idea. Now, here's the thing. Once again, yes, this is one of those things where they're trying to fit it into
he
a
has hope.
Spider-Man
That's adorable.
world that does not fall in with the
Well, they've been
Spider-Man
proven
world
wrong
they're
before.
establishing. So that's a big
touche.
problem. You can already see what the problem is there and what I'm telling you. It's like, well, why are you doing this then? Because he's a Spider-Man villain to most people. And that's kind of where I get held up as well. It's like, look, I get what you're trying to do here, and you're trying really out of necessity because you want to hang on to these characters and you don't want to give them up, but Morbius honestly would be really good if maybe he was in a Midnight Suns or something for Marvel Studios. But I'm not going to throw it under the bus and say it's awful, because I haven't seen anything yet, and at its core, this character can work more standalone than something like Venom. So, wait and see, cautious optimism.
I can see where he's coming from. Yeah.
It does feel like it, someone said earlier, this feels like it's come out of left field a little bit. I want to at least see a teaser and maybe a slightly extended trailer before I make any kind of judgment, because we saw how Leto went to town with Joker in Suicide Squad, and I feel like he could have been given more to work with. So, I don't know. And this would actually be the second vampire offering from Marvel since Blade. So, I don't want to say it won't work, but at the same time, I'm not going to get my hopes up. I mean, give me an art concept, give me a premise, and give me a teaser, then I'd be more inclined to give, I don't want to say an opinion, but more of a preconceived image of where it will likely go, because Sony have to do something. They are hemorrhaging money right now. I mean, why? They've lost their computer division. They've sold off Sony Vegas, because that's with Magix now, and they could be selling off Columbia Pictures. That tells you how up to their necks they are in this. But then again, if you didn't reboot Ghostbusters, you wouldn't be in this mess. I can't be the only one who's thinking this.
Nope.
Not to mention if they beefed up their cybersecurity in the first place.
And also if they actually didn't have someone who's completely inept. You know who you are. Don't front.
Yup.
Yeah, it kind of felt like 2016 and 2017 were years where people who get their newfound position of leadership can't take constructive criticism to save their freaking lives.
Kaiju, your 2 cents.
Why? Oh wait, no, that's a stupid question. I know why. It's money.
Yeah.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yes. Because fuck you, that's why. Just get Martin Landau in here. Fuck you. But I feel like there's so many other characters you can make a movie out of other than Morbius, because really, who honestly, like, mainstream audiences, who even among the mainstream audiences, not the comic book readers, because we know most of these movies are made for like the average consumer, who knows Morbius? Who wants a superhero, supervillain, anti-hero vampire movie? I thought like vampires were like done and over with when Dracula Untold underperformed. It's like you couldn't make a movie off of like, weren't they going to make like a Silver Sable movie at some point?
Yeah,
like
that got canceled.
Or that Sinister Six movie. It's like there's so many other characters that are more into the public consciousness than Morbius. I mean, heck, you could just go all out and make. I want make a rocket racer while you're at it. Just make an absolute like parody / mockery of the '90s.
Make a J. Jonah Jameson movie. Just put J.K. Simmons back in the role.
And heck, just put his werewolf son in there for all we care. Let's say, make a Prowler movie. I'm sure that's gonna make Todd McFarlane happy.
Yeah.
Funny thing you bring up these obscure movie pitches. That one time there was going to be an Aunt May movie. Who would want that?
What?
Yeah,
I guess they're gonna want to make like that, base it on that comic where like that non-canon comic where Aunt May was some like World War II spy or something or some shit like that.
Oh god. It could have been worse. It could have been that comic that was she was a sleeping around with everyone kind of thing.
And she turned out to be Peter Parker's real mother.
Oh god.
Oh, this is getting more convoluted as it goes along.
Yeah.
Comic books, folks.
I'm the one who got flack in Discord the other day for making the When Nature Calls scene reference. At least he was coming out of the back end of a robotic rhino, not sleeping around making it borderline granny porn.
Oh, there's a mental picture.
If there's something I want to know, I really want to know about Aunt May's sex life.
And don't worry, MJ, I'll compensate you later with cute pictures of Navi.
I mean,
and if I see a Sally Acorn cosplayer when I go out of town this week, I will take a picture in a heartbeat just for you. With permission from them, of course.
One moment. Yeah, that was really cringy. Sorry, I had to do that.
How dare you? How dare you subject my ears to that?
Oh, you've never heard me saying, trust me, that would be worse. I once... Jenna, if you're listening to this somewhere, you know how bad my singing is because I freaked you out one time by... This is over Yahoo voice chat. This is how long ago this was, just to set the scene. Was in a voice chat with this girl once. I once creeped her out when I was singing Wham's Everything She Wants, completely tone deaf and at top C as well. So if you've ever seen that music video where you hear George Michael hitting that particular note, imagine that coming from a guy who's completely tone deaf.
Oh my!
I am.
I don't feel bad. Well, I can do vocal voices in terms of speech. I'm tone deaf when it comes to singing, so don't feel bad. You're not alone.
I think one of my friends was saying even the cats are pleading with you to stop, dude. I'm like, love you too, dude. Keep it classy. Steven says, thank you for the mental image. You're more than welcome, buddy. You're more than welcome. And if, well, let's just say to be fair, I've heard people sing worse than me. If Random said something to the effect of, dude, this guy I heard that was singing was so bad, it would make you sound like Elton John in his prime. I'm like, oh, wow. Ooh. I was like, okay. And Elton John's a good singer, you know, prime or not. Yes, Aaron, absolutely. Practice makes perfect. All right.
Oh, by the way, I just came up with one more lame spin-off, Spider-Man spin-off.
Oh no!
We need this guy to have his own movie.
Oh sweet Lord, what have you done? Oh gosh, no!
Oh God, what?
Okay, let's see.
There's only one man for the job.
No.
And his name is the Spot.
Oh God! For a second, I thought you were going to say Stilt Man. No!
Oh no, Stilt Man is already confirmed in the MCU. The MCU already got a hold of that.
No!
Starring Jared Leto as the Spot.
Well,
It's like, guys, so hurting for money that you have to do superhero movies based off of D-listers.
Or better yet, if we're gonna go with a D-lister, we need to get someone who's on the same level of a D-lister, sadly, which would be Nick Cage, because he'll do anything nowadays.
Ooh. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say Rob. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say Rob Schneider.
Rob
God!
Schneider. This summer, Rob Schneider is the Spot, rated PG-13. All his life, Rob Schneider wanted to be a superhero, but he's going to learn that being a superhero is no easy task. Rob Schneider in the Spot.